Since its 2009 debut, Jen Arnold and Bill Klein, the adored couple from TLC's enduring reality series The Little Couple, have won over millions of hearts. Their story as a married couple navigating life with skeletal dysplasia, establishing jobs, parenting a child, and conquering emotional and professional obstacles has been followed by viewers throughout the years. Questions concerning their relationship status frequently come up because they are well-known individuals whose lives have been extensively chronicled, particularly when significant life events take place, like Jen Arnold's recent relocation to Boston for work. Jen Arnold and Bill Klein are still wed and living together as of 2024. The pair still places a high value on their relationship and family life, even though Jen's new job has forced them to move across the country. No signs of separation, divorce, or any serious discord in their marriage have been made public. Indeed, through appearances on their program, social media, and interviews, both have repeatedly confirmed their dedication to one another. The Little Couple, which keeps airing new episodes that follow their changing lives, still revolves around their relationship. It is crucial to investigate the basis of their partnership, the difficulties they have encountered, and the ways in which recent events, specifically Jen's work relocation, have impacted their dynamic in order to comprehend the current status of their relationship. In 2007, a mutual acquaintance introduced Jen Arnold and Bill Klein. Jen worked at Texas Children's Hospital in Houston at the time as a neonatologist, a pediatrician who specializes in the treatment of newborns, especially those who are sick or premature. Bill was a prosperous businessman who had established a career in the insurance sector and was well known for his gregarious nature and keen business sense. Skeletal dysplasia, a disorder that impacts bone formation and is essential to their public personas, caused both of them to live with dwarfism. It was said that they clicked right away when they first met. They have discussed feeling an instant connection in a number of interviews, both as two motivated, educated individuals with similar ideals and as people who have experienced life with dwarfism. They courted each other rather quickly. Within months of meeting, they were engaged, and in 2009, they were married in a private ceremony. The Little Couple, a TLC reality television series that chronicled the couple's lives as they adjusted to life together while juggling their separate occupations and health issues, debuted at the same time as their wedding. The program gave viewers an unvarnished glimpse into their everyday lives, including travel, doctor's appointments, and emotional highs and lows. The show highlighted their close relationship, respect for one another, and sense of humor right away. Together, Jen and Bill have created a complex existence that combines their personal and professional goals over the years. At Texas Children's Hospital, where she pursued her medical career, Jen rose to prominence in the field of neonatology. Long hours, stressful work settings, and emotionally trying circumstances were all part of her job, particularly while she was working with severely ill infants and their families. In the meanwhile, Bill broadened his business endeavors and assumed positions as a disability rights advocate and motivational speaker. The decision to become parents was one of the most important turning points in their relationship. Jen and Bill sought adoption after experiencing difficulties conceiving as a result of their medical concerns. They adopted their son, William Zach Klein, from the foster care system in the United States and brought him into the world in 2014. Several episodes of The Little Couple documented the emotional and intricate process. Their lives were completely changed by becoming parents, which brought with it additional levels of stress, joy, and responsibility. Their relationship grew closer after Zach's arrival. There were special issues when raising a child without dwarfism, especially in the areas of education, accessibility, and future planning. In order to prepare Zach for a world that might not always be accessible to those with disabilities, Jen and Bill have been outspoken about their attempts to establish an inclusive home environment. The show's main focus has been their parenting experience, which reflects their advocacy, love, and fortitude. Jen and Bill have also had to deal with the difficulties of celebrity as public people. Since the boundaries between private and public life are sometimes blurred by reality television, the pair has had to deal with criticism, scrutiny, and the pressure to maintain a constant on-screen character. They have, however, generally received recognition for their sincerity, openness, and readiness to discuss challenging subjects, such as marital conflicts and medical treatments. It was announced at the beginning of 2023 that Jen Arnold had taken a new job at a prestigious Boston, Massachusetts, medical facility. She had been in Houston for much of her career, so this was a big change. Opportunities for professional growth, like as leadership positions in neonatal care and research, were the driving force behind the transfer. According to reports, the role provided her with the opportunity to mentor new doctors in a world-class academic setting and contribute to innovative medical initiatives. Fans began to wonder what would happen to the couple's living situation and relationship after the announcement. Would Bill move too? How would their family life be impacted by the distance? Would their marriage be able to endure the stress of a long-distance arrangement, even for a short time? Jen's and Bill's public remarks made it clear that the move was a family choice rather than a one-man show. They made it clear in interviews and on social media that their marriage and family continued to be their first priorities. Bill intended to keep a flexible schedule, moving between Boston and their Houston home, while Jen would be situated in Boston for work. At that time, it would be impractical for the entire family to move permanently because Zach, who was still a minor, would continue to attend school in Houston. Both logistical preparation and emotional adjustment were necessary for this arrangement. While Bill oversaw the home, paid for Zach's schooling, and continued his own business obligations, Jen's new position required long hours and a steep learning curve. Both have discussed the shift favorably, characterizing it as a brief stage in their long-term path, despite the difficulties. Jen said, "This job is an incredible opportunity, but it doesn't change who I am or what I value," in an interview with People magazine in March 2023. "My basis is Bill and Zach." Bill reiterated this view, saying, "We've always supported each other's dreams, but we're in this together, even though we're working out the details day by day. I want Jen's career to succeed because it matters to me. Since that is what we do, we will make it work." Even the strongest marriages can be strained by long-distance dynamics, but Jen and Bill have put a number of mechanisms into place to keep their relationship together. A key component of their strategy is consistent communication. They plan video chats every day, send text updates, and when feasible, arrange virtual date nights. These modest but persistent actions support the preservation of emotional connection. They also place a high value on in-person meetings. Bill has visited Boston several times to spend time with Jen, frequently tying in-person visits with group endeavors like speaking engagements or media appearances. Upon Jen's return to Houston, the family makes it a point to participate in activities that strengthen their bond as a family, such as meals together, weekend excursions, and participation in Zach's school functions. The pair has also relied on their long-standing communication patterns, which they have cultivated over years of dealing with public life and health concerns. They are dedicated to resolving conflicts, candid about their emotions, and prompt in clearing up misunderstandings. Viewers have witnessed them resolve conflicts amicably and respectfully in previous seasons of The Little Couple, whether they be related to parenting practices, professional choices, or domestic duties. Throughout the present change, these abilities have been quite helpful. Additionally, a solid emotional anchor is provided by their common past. Together, they have overcome many obstacles, such as Jen's kidney transplant in 2010, Bill's heart surgery in 2018, and the emotional ups and downs of adoption. As a result, they know how to help one another when things go tough. The strength of their relationship is demonstrated by their capacity to work together even when they are geographically separated. Fans and media outlets had a lot to say when Jen's transfer was announced. Many people were worried about how it may affect the couple's relationship, and some even speculated that they might split up. Discussions exploded on social media, with hashtags like, "Is the little couple breaking up?" temporarily trending on Instagram and Twitter. Yet, the couple promptly resolved these issues on their own. Jen and Bill assured their audience that their marriage was still intact by sharing candid photos on Instagram and making appearances on chat shows. They made it clear that the relocation was a career move and not an indication of marital discord. Their openness strengthened their reputation for integrity and helped debunk rumors. Fan support has remained robust. The pair was commended by many for putting Jen's job first while preserving the stability of their family. Their social media accounts were inundated with supportive messages, and their admirers praised their dedication and flexibility. In order to foster a feeling of community around the couple's journey, some fans even shared their personal experiences with long-distance relationships. When more facts became available, the media's early speculative coverage gave way to more impartial reporting. Retailers like E! Instead of portraying the scenario as a crisis, News, Us Weekly, and Today emphasized the couple's proactive communication and teamwork. The public's perception of Jen and Bill's relationship has been greatly influenced by the little couple. The show, which is currently in its 15th season, keeps a close eye on their lives while emphasizing emotional nuance and genuineness. The decision-making process, the practicalities of separation, and the emotional toll it takes are all covered in detail in recent episodes that specifically address Jen's transfer to Boston. The authenticity of these episodes has been commended. The show portrays periods of frustration, loneliness, and uncertainty, balanced with humor, love, and determination, instead of offering a polished, conflict-free story. Bill, for instance, joked that Jen would have figured this out in 5 minutes, while he struggled to build a piece of children's furniture by himself in one episode before phoning her for assistance over FaceTime. After a lengthy hospital shift, another depicted Jen sobbing and lamenting how much she missed her family. The show emphasizes that long-distance relationships are challenging, but they can be handled with effort and communication by highlighting these sensitive moments. It also highlights the couple's perseverance and flexibility, which have characterized their partnership from the start. Furthermore, the fact that the show is still being produced shows that Jen and Bill are still dedicated to making their lives public. They probably wouldn't continue filming if their marriage were in danger. The fact that both of them are actively involved in the releasing of new episodes is compelling evidence of the stability of their partnership. Online, false information persists despite the couple's attempts to be open and honest. Unverified rumors that Jen and Bill are divorcing or permanently living apart have been posted on a few blogs and social media pages. These reports frequently rely on conjecture or out-of-date information and lack reliable sources. It's critical to discern between fact and hearsay. As of mid-2024, there are no court documents that show Jen Arnold and Bill Klein were going through a divorce. In public remarks, both still refer to one another as husbands, and their social media accounts show that they are still together. To further imply continuity in their relationship, TLC has not disclosed any changes to the show's cast or format. According to media and relationship dynamics experts, public figures in committed partnerships frequently come under unjustified scrutiny, particularly when life transitions take place. According to Dr. Linda Chen, a sociologist who specializes in media and family studies, any deviation from the norm, like a spouse relocating for work, can trigger speculation. However, Jen and Bill's constant communication and cooperative style show a strong, developing relationship rather than a failing one. The significance of Jen and Bill's marriage extends beyond their personal tale. They dispel misconceptions and increase public awareness of disability as one of the most well-known couples with dwarfism in the media. The notion that individuals with disabilities can lead happy romantic relationships, prosperous jobs, and families is normalized by their connection. Their experience also emphasizes how crucial medical equity, inclusivity, and accessibility are. They have addressed structural obstacles that persons with dwarfism encounter, including as discrimination in the job and healthcare inequalities, through their advocacy work and public speaking. They help create a more inclusive society by sharing their experiences on a national scale. Their current stage of life, managing a long-distance arrangement as a result of work advancement, further demonstrates their drive and agency. Jen's decision to relocate to Boston is a statement about the unrestricted pursuit of professional success by those with disabilities, not merely a personal accomplishment. Bill's encouragement of her profession serves as further evidence that having a disability does not lessen one's ability to love, form a partnership, or make sacrifices. Jen and Bill have not ruled out the prospect of moving permanently in the upcoming years, even though the immediate future calls for a temporary long-distance arrangement. They have alluded in interviews to re-evaluating their living arrangement once Zach is old enough to attend high school, which might provide them more freedom. Boston might be a desirable long-term alternative due to its robust medical community and accessible advantages. The foundation of their relationship, which is based on respect for one another, common values, and constant support, remains the same regardless of where they reside. They still include one another in important decisions and commemorate life events together, such as anniversaries and birthdays. The quality of their marriage is demonstrated by their capacity to adjust to change while maintaining a strong sense of togetherness. Since the little couple is probably going to chronicle the next phases of their adventure, viewers should anticipate additional updates in future episodes. The show will continue to depict the realities of their lives, with all of their struggles and victories. whether it is Jen's job in Boston, Zach's transition into adolescence, or their new family excursions. Bill Klein and Jen Arnold are still together. Despite the recent difficulties brought on by Jen's new job in Boston, as of 2024, their marriage is still going strong. Their temporary long-distance arrangement is not an indication of relationship problems, but rather a reflection of their dedication to family stability, career fulfillment, and personal development. They continue to move through this stage with love and resiliency by keeping lines of communication open, supporting one another, and having a common future vision. Their journey, as told on A Little Couple, is a motivational illustration of how couples can adjust with the times without losing their core bond. It is reasonable for the public to be curious about their relationship status, but the truth is quite clear. Jen and Bill are neither divorced, split, or drifting apart. For more than 10 years, this couple has persevered through hardships together and still chooses to be together every day. Their long-lasting connection is a silent but potent declaration of love, dedication, and tenacity in a world when relationships are frequently criticized and sensationalized.